Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to episode 56 of CCO Complete Client Overview. Today I'm going to be taking another look at the Mio Client for Minecraft 1.21.1. It has been almost a year since I last used or looked at this client. A lot has changed and I know a lot of you have been asking me to make this video, but before we get started I want to take a quick break to shout out the legends that are my YouTube members. These videos take a lot of time to make and honestly wouldn't be possible without the legends on screen now. Thanks guys. Let's get into the video. Okay, so to start, I want to address the elephant in the room. Why have I not used or looked at the Mio client for the last 10 months or so? Well, last time I looked at this client, it included cracked versions of other popular paid for clients. At the time, I thought this was kind of funny, but a few videos later, I decided to take a better look at cracked clients, and the more I learned about them, the more I disliked the idea of promoting cracked versions of popular clients that ultimately end up negatively affecting other clients and the paid hacking scene in general. I even sent a message to some of the Mio client devs letting them know that I wanted to make a second review, but that I would not until the cracks were removed. And well, 4 weeks ago the cracks were removed from the client, so here we are now making a second review. With all of this out of the way, let's talk more on the Mio client itself. The client is currently selling for $15 and at the time of making this video it supports Minecraft 1.20.4 up to Minecraft 1.21.1. Mio was created by the well-known Pluto Solutions crew, who cracked and released free versions of pretty much every paid-for client. Pluto Solutions is basically discontinued at this point, or at least they seem to have moved their focus from cracking clients to making their own client. When people ask me about Mio, they tend to ask me one of two questions. Is Mio good and is Mio safe? I hope I can answer the first question with the rest of this video, but as for the second one, well, that is something you're going to have to decide yourself. Pluto Solutions built a reputation through the cracks they released, and as far as I'm aware, there was never any drama with any of their releases, so make of that what you will. Now, I also know some of you have a problem with Russian-made clients. I saw comments that were skeptical about Thunderhack, and that is a free and open source client. I don't personally see an issue with this, but maybe it's worth mentioning. Lastly, with transparency in mind, I want to make it clear that I am personally running Mio in a virtual machine, but in all honesty, this isn't me singling out the Mio client. The only clients that I run on my own machine these days are RussiaHack, Meteor and Future. After signing up and paying for the client, you are given access to the client's user dashboard where you can download the Mio client's installer. The installer lets you choose where to install the client and lets you link your Discord account for client support. This is a very simple installer. I wish it included an option to install Fabric automatically, but other than that it works well. Now let's take a look at a few of the offered utility hacks to get a better idea of what the client offers and how customizable the modules are. Boatfly. I asked Katin, one of the Mio client devs, what he was most proud of in Mio, and out of the few things that he mentioned, this unlisted video of a working boatfly on 2B2T was maybe the most impressive to me. Granted, it's not the fastest fly ever, only about 1,000 blocks an hour or so, but nonetheless I think this is pretty cool. Activated spawner ESP. So as someone pointed out in the comments on my last video, the activated spawner ESP has been in Mio client for a while now, which is honestly pretty funny. Katin sent me a screenshot of this module being committed to the client almost a year ago, which is crazy. Strafe. Katin claims that most other clients offer a safe strict mode for strafe that is slower than just vanilla sprint jumping, but he claims that the new strafe safe strict mode in Mio is faster than these other clients and faster than sprint jumping. And testing this myself, it definitely seems faster than other clients with the same feature. Shaders and render. Mio also offers some good looking shaders and most of the render modules look good and offer a lot of settings. I do wish there was a rounded corners option for name tags though. Overall, Mio offers a lot of well made and interesting modules. The client is clearly very innovative too, which is cool to see. Katin actually sent me a whole list of bypasses for 2B2T and NCP servers that were apparently first added in Mio. Some of these are a few months old and have already been patched, and there is no real way for me to prove or check which client added what first, but regardless it is cool to see that the client offers a lot of interesting and good bypasses. Before we dive into the combat focused modules, I want to take a quick break and ask everyone watching to like the video. Can we get 200 likes on this video? Thanks guys, let's get back into the combat modules. Auto Crystal. This module offers a lot of settings and seems to work pretty well. I like the disclaimer in the module's description stating kills people with end crystals if you're good. It is worth noting that this module did sometimes end up killing me, but this can likely be summed up to two things. One, me having less playtime and less than perfect configs for this module, and two, my higher than average ping, or maybe this is just cope and I am bad. Anchor Aura. This is an auto crystal equivalent for respawn anchors. The module only obviously works in the overworld and end, and again offers a good amount of settings to its users. Feet Place. This module surrounds your feet with obsidian to protect you from explosions. The module is fast and seems to work pretty well even on my higher than average ping. Kill Aura. This module offers a lot of settings, including a few modes for the mace, which is pretty cool. Admittedly, I have not spent as much time with Mio as I have some of the other clients I have reviewed, but switching over to the client for the last week and a bit has been pretty enjoyable. The combat modules overall are well made, they offer a lot of settings, and with good configs they are as good as other popular clients I have tried. I do see that there are a few minigame modules for old versions like auto clicker or no hit delay, which is kind of interesting and not something I expected to see in the client. The default key for opening the client's GUI is right shift, though this can be changed within the client settings. The default GUI looks good enough, but it can be customized in a few ways to make it look even better. There is a fine balance between offering enough settings to make a GUI customizable, while also not making it too complicated or offering too many options. Mio is definitely on the side of offering less settings for a better or easier user experience, but this does come at the cost of not having the most customizable GUI ever. Though with that said, the GUI is customizable enough that I can make it look good without feeling like I am missing settings, so while it offers less settings than some other clients, I think it's good enough for most people, and this all comes with the added benefit of being easy to configure, which is great. The client also offers a fully customizable HUD editor with a nice grid layout, and elements snap in place and have additional HUD settings, which is always a nice feature to have. When it comes to client support, as I mentioned earlier, there is a Discord server and users can link their Discord profiles from the launcher. I had to get a hardware ID reset to make this video, and after waiting for around 27 hours, it had been reset, so the support team is clearly active, just maybe not the fastest to respond. So in conclusion, Mio is a pretty clean looking and functional client. When it comes to offered modules, to me the main value is from unique features and bypasses, which there do seem to be quite a few of. I mean, just this working boat fly for 2B2T is pretty impressive. I really am glad they removed the client cracks from Mio. I'm not sure why they added them or decided to keep them in for so long. To me that was kind of a gimmicky feature or distraction that took away from the client's actual feature set. But now with their focus purely on Mio itself, the client seems a lot more appealing to me. As I always say, no client is perfect. Mio is a Russian client, and again I see no issue with this, but I know some of you do, so make of that what you will. The Mio client's UI can be customized, but not to the same extent as a few other clients, and some of the render modules like name tags could benefit from a few additional settings. Also, the few minigame modules feel a little bit out of place to me. There aren't enough modules to make the client appealing or good for minigame servers, so the few modules that are offered just seem like a little bit of an afterthought. As always, the Mio client is linked down below for anyone that wants to take a look at it, and ultimately the choice of whether you decide to trust Mio or not is entirely up to you. With this in mind, I'd love to know what you guys think of the Mio client, so let me know in the comments down below and I'll see you down there. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already, and maybe consider joining my members to help me make more content like this in the future. Anyways, that is more than enough rambling for one day, and as always, I have been your boy KiLAB, peace in the Middle East.